Hello, everybody. Time to qualify. What are we qualifying, you might ask? Well, it's GT3. I'm driving the Audi R8 at Zandvoort. Been wanting to get back into GT3 racing a little bit, and also with the Spa 24 coming up in about a month. We haven't been doing a lot of endurance racing this year as a team, and we've all rallied together, and we're going to put a car together for Spa. And it's going to be this one.
Track's clear. Push, push, push.
The
Okay,
Audi
then,
R8.
we've got 2 laps. Let's get this done.
The Audi R8's the car that started it all for Mind Trick. Our first racing together as a team was in the Blancpain Endurance Series, 3-hour races, running the Audi R8. We did, I think, 3 seasons in it. And then we moved over to the Mercedes for a couple seasons. And then we got kind of burned out on GT3 and moved on to various things as different people got interested in different items, different series, you know. I've never been a huge fan of this car. I mean, I see one on the street and I love it, and I like watching them in the races and whatnot, but it's a very handsome car. But as far as driving it compared to the front engine cars like the Merc and the Beamer, I'm not as much of a fan. The rear end is very skatey. It has this tendency to do this off-throttle oversteer dead spin that's very difficult to catch, and the other cars are just seem more planted to me. But I've been tinkering with the setup yesterday and today, and I don't know, I feel okay. This is more for me just getting back familiar and comfortable with the car again, because if we're going to do 24 hours at Spa, I can't let that be the first race I do in the car. You know, I need to get competent in it again. See if we can put in a good lap here. With the wheel turned, what this car likes is throttle. It wants to squat down that rear end and bite. That's why it's got that dead spin. Right here is where it bites most. But you feel it when the rear end loads to the ground. You feel it bite. And that's what you need. So it just wants to be driven hard. It's not a car that wants to be driven conservatively. You got to get on it.
The leader's just done a 134.54.
Alright, that's faster than what I'm going to be able to pull. My fastest so far has been 35s. But that's okay. It's a small grid. This is 11 o'clock Central Time on a Saturday when I'm doing this. And so it's not exactly GT3 rush hour. But that's kind of what I wanted. I kind of wanted Europe to be asleep for my first race back in this thing. Oh no, oh, kept it out of the grass. Barely. Alright, now this lap's the one that matters.
P4.
I think there's 14 cars registered, something like that. I'm car number 2.
The leader has just done a 133.45.
What did I do? 36.5. See, I'm off the fast guy's pace, but I'm just looking again for a competency race. Top half of the field. Can I race in close proximity? We're answering questions. It's a fun corner when you hit it right. And that time I felt like I hit it right, unlike that one which I hit wrong. It's not a good enough lap. the sun position the way it is at the moment in this race,
The guy ahead has just done a 136.42.
struggling
The
to
guy
see my
behind
braking
has just
marker.
done a 137.59.
Struggling to see my
The guy
braking
behind
marker.
has just done a 136.62.
Struggling to see my braking marker into the chicane. It's not great, but that's okay. So I'll take about 14 liters at the stop, no tires. Let's take a look here. See, there's going to be that top group of probably 4 drivers that I won't have anything to do with, but if I can get into the top 6, I'll consider that an okay race. I practiced with the virtual mirror off, but man, the rear view on this car is tiny, 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 and I'm just not brave enough in it yet, not comfortable enough with it yet to where I feel like I know what's going on behind me. So I'm going to chicken out and use the virtual mirror today. Maybe by the time Spa comes around, I'll be more comfortable with it. For immersion purposes, whenever possible, I try to use the virtual mirror. It's just, you know, if you turn off all the UI elements, the VR makes the VR, it becomes just really immersive. The less excuses you give yourself to remind you that it's just a game, you know. This is the obsessive compulsive triple checking that you do when you've forgotten to put fuel in your car a few times. I'll agree with that, Ken. It is a flowy, flowy track. Alright, let's don't make a fool out of myself. Have a good time. Looking for a top 7 finish.
That's the end of the session, P8.
Alright, let's do it. BMW looks like a monster compared to me. A lot of Mercedes back there. A lot of Mercedes all around. It's still just the most comfortable car to drive, I think. Looks like we got a Ferrari back there. Audi up here to the right. It's a cool looking paint. I put a really minimalistic paint on this car. It's basically black and red accents, the Mindtrick logos, and a couple Spa decals. You know, it's not something we race all the time, so I'm just not going to put a lot of work into it. I wasn't even sure if we were going to be able to put a team together when I did the paint, so hate to spend 3 or 5 hours putting a paint together and then just not use the car.
Good luck, gentlemen.
BMWs.
8th place. Okay, Ben, be ready.
It's good to see BMWs back in GT3 again. I guess rumor has it that iRacing has finally gotten balance of performance close, you know, to where you can drive any manufacturer you want and be competitive, which is great. You know, that brings it down to the drivers and the tracks. Cars will have tracks that are naturally more advantageous, but if BOP is close, then that allows people to, you know, I would hope, pick a car and run it for the full season, as opposed to, you know, changing cars every week for different tracks, or for it just being a spec Mercedes race or Audi race, you know? That's the worst, man. Gotta say, one of my favorite things from this most recent update was the bloom effect, is what they call it for brake lights. It sure makes brakes a lot easier to see on just every car that I've driven since the update. Including, and probably especially, the Ford GT. Okay. For a second there I thought I muted my mic, but I didn't. Drag the brake here, get some heat. Get some heat in them there tires. In the Audi. Just want to do well here. I enjoy GT3 racing. I like watching it. I like driving it. The community of GT3 though is just so aggressive, and so I've kind of struggled on iRacing's GT3 because of the quality of the competition. Can weirdly simultaneously be excellent because everybody's so skillful, but terrible because everyone's so aggressive, and they put themselves into bad spots and crash each other a lot. So survival is a key skill that I typically have, but lately have been lacking. I've been getting myself into too many scraps lately in racing. It's been frustrating, as evidenced in this morning's GT3 race, or excuse me, Camel GT race. Oh, I should set my do this now. Let's do it.
Go, go, go! Rizzo is now leading.
Right side. Hold your line.
Okay, Ben, the next car is Gonzalez.
Clear right.
Good work on the start, mate. This is great. Sorry, mate.
Right side.
Time to get defensive, mate.
Clear right.
That was a strong pass. I thought the two Audis in front of me were coming together, so I backed off.
The gap to Hawkins behind is now 0.6.
Rear end started to break loose there in that way I was talking about. These two behind me are still there. Big gap back to 11th. Good.
The leader has just done a 133.49. The
Feels
gap
like
ahead is now 0.7.
feels like Anthony directly in front of me is
That's the
just
fastest
really
lap.
aggressive, and I feel like he's going to make a mistake and crash. So I'm thankful for the little bit of distance I actually have on him right now. Just the body language of the car. Yeah, see? That kind of stuff. He's going to end up in the wall. He keeps that up.
The gap to Hawkins behind is now 0.8. Come on, Ben. Nicely done.
I think I remember reading that they did a sound improvement to the Audi. And man, it's evident. This thing sounds amazing. Being driven in anger like this. Love it. Great sound. And I'm having fun driving it, I gotta say. Rear end is scary, but I'm having a good time. And I've got D-wing on it too, so I mean, it's not like I've got no downforce.
E7. Sector 1 is 1.1 seconds off the pace. Sector 2 is a second off the pace. Sector 3 is 0.6 off the pace.
What he's trying to say is that the leader is faster than me. Demonstrably and aggressively so. And dramatically so. Need to be braver in the final corner.
The gap behind is now 1.2. That last lap was a 1:36.00. Sector 1 is 1.1 off the pace.
Uh-oh, dead spin. There it is. There it was. That's that dead spin I was talking about. Man. Crap. That cost a lot of time. I got my wheel all turned around. Couldn't figure out which gear I was going into. But hey, didn't hit the wall, didn't hit the cars. What was Bennett's last
The
lap?
gap in front is now 3.6. 1:36.53. P10.
Oh, come on, Ben. Oh, this car.
Yellow flag. Keep your wits about you, mate.
Frustrating. I feel like I've fried the rear tires now and it's even skatier. What a mess. That's been all my racing lately though. It's just, I mean, that was driver error, there's no way around it, but I've been struggling to put together a good quality clean race lately where I'm competitive. Alright, 7 seconds to Bennett.
The gap behind's increased to 1.7 seconds. That lap was a 1:36.01. Lap times are pretty consistent.
Alright, knock some time out of Bennett. Let's keep working at it. All I need is 2 people to have trouble up in front and to pass Wayne. And I'll be back in my...
You're pulling away from the guy behind. The gap's now 4.5.
We're down to 5 seconds. Keep pushing.
The gap in front is now 4.8 seconds.
Cool. That was a good run to the screen then, relative to his. God damn it. This is really frustrating. Like I said, I just want to get competent in the car again, right? I'm obviously not that yet.
You've used half your fuel.
I've used all my pride. Using up all my iRating, all my safety rating. 3 self-spins, 20 minutes. What BS is that? Frustrating because I drive well and then either I make just a stupid mistake or the car breaks loose or both in that case. That little bit of grass, I wasn't even, I don't think, on the throttle and the rear just flipperooed. Way around the final corner, I can feel the rear is coming out from under me.
Alright Ben, you're reeling this guy in. The gap's now 3.3 seconds. That was 136.30. Sector 1 is 1.3 seconds off the pace. That last lap was a 136.28. You're a second off the pace in Sector 1. That's half distance. Should be about 13 minutes of fuel left.
It tried to spin on me again there. The rear end just did not connect under braking at all. It's like the rear end just starts floating, it becomes detached. Really frustrating.
The gap in front is now 2.0 seconds. That lap was a 136.19. Sector 1 is 1.2 off the pace. Yellow flag, watch out, incident in the chicane. Okay Ben, keep it nice and smooth. Come on, let the race come to us. 10th position. Sector 2 is 1.8, off the pace. The gap in front is now 0.6. You've got 10 minutes of fuel remaining. You've just done a 137.33. Come on, find a way around, we're losing time. He's pretty slow into turn 9.
Yeah, I know.
Look out for the pit speed limit.
Probably gonna get dinged for speeding now. Okay, double check.
The car behind's pitting.
Man, I'm doing a terrible job this race.
Exit's clear. Push.
Need a good outlap to get around that Ferrari.
Away. The gap behind is now 4.4.
Thanks, Tyrone.
No worries, mate. There's an incident in Bugenholz. It looks like Kennedy. Keep it nice and smooth. Come on, let the race come to us. 10th position.
Thank you, Christian.
You're pulling away from the guy behind. The gap's now 13 seconds.
The rear end. Again. 5 times in this race, I think.
The car ahead's pitting.
Okay, gotta come out in front of this Ferrari here. Looks like we got that.
P9. That was 136.15. Got 10 minutes of fuel remaining.
Now I get to hope my calculations were right and I took enough fuel. Oh, hell yeah. Oh, hold on. 6. Did that say 6 laps? I might have to save fuel. Oh no, we're good. Alright, now we're just hoping for others to have misfortune. I can't expect to spin around 3 times and do well in a race.
The leader, Rizzo, is pitting.
Self-inflicted mistakes, man. Well, I swear this car is such a razor's edge of
Okay, Ben, there's a car exiting the pits, heads up.
Learning experience, just like it was supposed to be, but a hard one. School of hard knocks. Brake bias 2 clicks forward.
You're pulling away. The gap behind is now 12 seconds. Sectors 1 and 2 are 0.8 off the pace. Sector 3 is 0.48 off the pace. Heads up, there's a car exit in the pits. That lap was a 1:36.30. You're a second off the pace in Sector 2.
I think we're okay on fuel. I'm sure we are.
Okay, Ben, we estimate you've got 5 minutes of fuel remaining.
Yeah, we're good. It's close. If I have to go an extra lap, but we're okay.
E9, sector 2 is 0.9 off the pace. There's an incident in Hugenholz.
Stay crashed. Stay crashed. Looks like you figured it out. Fuel check. If this isn't white flag, I'm going to let the leader by. Okay.
You've just done a 136.64. You're a second off the pace in sector 1. Good consistency. Keep them coming. Yellow flag. You've got 2 minutes of fuel remaining. Incident in Hugenholz. Blue flag.
Gotta force that white flag or I'll run out of fuel. Even with the second crash, that dude was still too far ahead of me.
Very little
8
fuel
seconds.
left.
So my fuel calculations were 1 lap off. It's weird, it said I had 10 minutes of fuel left and there was 7 minutes of the race left.
2 litres remaining.
I guess it wasn't. I guess I probably didn't account for the parade lap. But come on. Well, another poor performance by me, you guys. I swear.
E9. Okay, that's the end. Good finish, mate. Well done.
Anyone watching my
Nice
stream?
one, Ross.
Thank you.
Anyone watching my stream lately must be doing it for cautionary tales. Because, geez, I'm not putting on a clinic for how to drive properly.
Woo! My first ever podium in the GT3s.
What up, mate? Good race.
Oh.
Jeez, at that pace, I'm surprised that's your first. Well done.
Thank you, Benjamin. Thank you.
Sorry for the incident I caused in the first lap, boys. I was just going too hot. Yeah, apologise for anyone that's involved.
That's my third GT3 race ever and my first podium. Good race, Fernando.
Just want to kind of look at this opening bit and want to see this pass this Mercedes put on me here. That was impressive. Oh man, he sent it in there well. That was impressive. I don't think you can do that in the Audi. Like, I don't think it would have held. I really don't. I feel like I was holding my own until I started spinning. I did a good job predicting him screwing up whenever he spun. And I feel like I was doing a good job with the two Audis of predicting them, but man, I thought they were going to crash that one time. They sorted it out. How many incidents did I have? 4. All self-inflicted. Probably do another one of these things tomorrow just to have more time under my belt. I feel pretty good at the track. I just have to stop making these mistakes. The thing is, I'm not sure what to learn from these spins. I'll probably go back and watch my stream again later and just sort of watch my feet and the car and see if I can figure out what is inducing them, if there's something that was common between those two spins. The third one was grass. I got off in the grass, hit a bump, and unloaded the suspension. Oops, wrong button. I think this is the one where he spins. Half spins, yeah. Curious to see the start again, but from the point of view of the guy behind. Cockpit. It's a weird thing. I like looking at my own car from other people's perspectives. It's kind of lame, I know. Deal with it. See this movie put on me. Wow, that was serious. That was serious. There we go. There I am. Hi. I was pretty good on the brakes and on turn in. Kind of slow in the straights. I probably still had too much wing. Oh no, I'm catching. Alright guys, well, I hope you enjoyed. I'm trying to get a little more GT3 racing, and I might be taking a break from Campbell GT for a bit. But hope you enjoyed this GT3 race. I'll probably do another one tomorrow, see if I can get a better result. Use this as a learning experience. So, in the meantime, I'll catch you later. Keep on racing.